Do you know what Common Core is? No?
No idea.
No idea. I really don't.
No idea. Okay.
You just asked me. I don't know what that is.
I got it. Do you know what Common Core is?
Yeah, it's bad.
Everyone is taught the same thing, everyone is graded the same way, and everyone learns the same thing.
Basically, it's like a version of standardized testing where there's like little to no variety within like this sort of testing.
Well, Common Core pretty much puts everyone at the same level, like one level, but then it hides everyone's individual skills, like their strengths and weaknesses.
My brother is currently taking many standardized courses right now, and he said he's not learning very much and there's very little interaction between teachers and students.
Common Core is a systematic learning method that basically requires the least amount of effort as possible. And problem about it is that it's based off of equations and doesn't take different people's learning styles into account.
And it's just bad, yeah.
This is true. I do not learn very much, and every class is pretty much an independent studies class.
It's kind of like communism. Common Core has impressed everyone from the U.S. Education Secretary to millionaires like Bill Gates. So why do 62% of parents not approve of Common Core? Well, for one, they can count, but their kids can't.
Yep, and today our math teacher Eileen Ryan from Williamsville's Maple West Elementary teaches us basic math using a base 10. When you and I were in school, we used to just memorize 9 plus 6 equals 15. Not anymore with the common.
So if we can partner 9 to a number and anchor 10, we can help our students see what 9 plus 6 is. So we're going to decompose our set. And we know 6 is made up of parts. One of its parts is a 1, and the other part is a 5.
Common Core has deformed even the most basic of math abilities, so that now simple addition takes dots, dashes, boxes, hash marks, and foam cubes.
7 times 8. That should not take you 5 minutes to do that. It makes no sense, okay? It makes it actually makes no sense. I don't even know. Like, it makes me so mad, and I'm scared for the future of education.
The system requires like the least efficient ways to teach these math abilities. So that's already bad for the kids who already know these systems because it's slowing them down and it's stuff they don't need to learn.
Not everyone likes math, and not everyone's good at math, so not everyone should learn the same thing. There's all different types of levels right now, such as Algebra 2 AE or AP Calc, stuff like that. And these classes are made for people of all different levels of math. And Common Core is not necessarily taking that away, but it's making it a lot more simple so that the school cannot attest to your needs to learn math.
In my tempo?
Oh my god.
Wait, can I tie him
I
first?
can't walk unless I have my walking shoes on.
So what do you think about Common Core?
You know, I think that because it's not fair. You know, I'm not going to be doing the same job that someone else next to me in class is doing in 20 years. We have different interests, therefore we should be able to expand our interests versus learning things that we're not interested in, that we're not going to further develop. So, therefore, I think.
In 1983, then Secretary of Education Terrell Bell commissioned the seminal report, A Nation at Risk, which highlighted American students' falling SAT scores and awakened the nation. Among many of the report's recommendations, which eventually became a platform for modern education reforms, were calls for more rigorous and measurable standards. American students were victims of low expectations and inconsistent learning goals.
Common Core is being drafted by people who pretty much know nothing about education. Like, how would you feel if your Surgeon General wasn't a doctor or knew nothing about medical stuff? Well, that's what's happening. Your education is being decided by people like lawyers and accountants who know nothing or have never taught in their lives.
The AEI's Rick Heiss recently talked about the Common Core's half-truths, including talking points essential to selling government officials on the project, such as that the Common Core is internationally benchmarked based off of what they saw other countries doing. Evidence-based, even though the research there isn't enough research to show like undergrad standards. College and career ready, possibly, but not in most cases, and it's rigorous, which doesn't necessarily mean rigid. Last but not least, it says high-performing nations nationalize their education. So do low-performing.
John. Common Core is the worst program in education since the 1750s.
Only 2 education specialists were involved in the drafting of the Common Core plan. Both of them did not approve.
The Common Core has been receiving billions of dollars, much like Bush's No Child Left Behind administration, which worked very well the first time.
How do you feel about the Common Core?
So the intentions of the Common Core and those who implicated Common Core were well intended. However, as they added exams for science and social studies and the more demands on student grading, people asked, how is that affecting students?
The Common Core, even if they said 3 times 4 was 11, if they were able to explain their reasoning and explain how they came up with their answer really in words and in oral explanations, and they showed it in the picture but they just got the final number wrong, we're really more focusing on the how and the why.
I cannot read what my kids cannot read. And my time is up. That's fine, I'm out of it. The whole thing is that this is ridiculous. Please, sir, that's fine, please, sir. It's absurd. Why don't you have me arrested? Why don't we do that as a civics lesson? Nice First Amendment lesson, right? It's absurd, but everybody's playing around about what the content of this.
Rick Snyder said, I think the Common Core is a really important opportunity, and I think it's a good thing. However, he says nothing about the benefits of the Common Core or even mentions what good it's actually doing for the students. The comment is also extremely vague and lacks any depth in explaining what the Common Core is really doing.
We have a right to learn, and we shouldn't be treated like a factor in the system.
Students are more than just a bunch of numbers on a piece of paper. We are all unique and we all need to learn differently. And Common Core goes against everything that us as a community stand for.
We need to stop this Common Core chaos and the high-stakes assessments that don't truly reflect our values or how much potential we have as students.
Common Core displays a mistrust in our teachers to do their own job. Teaching is a profession and should be treated as a profession.
In some countries like China, South Korea, and Iraq, they use Common Core, but this is for the sole purpose of deciding their children's fate at a young age. In the United States, we've realized that children aren't fully developed by this age, 8th grade. So, in the past, and it's worked very well, we've allowed people their whole lives to diversify their skills and do what they want.
One way we can help is by getting our parents involved. Michigan laws recognizes that the parent has the natural and fundamental right to direct their child's education. So if parents start to complain, maybe change can come about.
Indeed, there's no research behind it. In particular, there is no guarantee whatsoever that any of these courses will work. The most dramatic of these, of course, is the purely experimental geometry course, which the only evidence for that is back in the late 1970s, developed a course very much like this, and it was so roundly condemned by the teachers, by the students, and indeed by the whole country, that it disappeared after 2 years.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling. Cut the chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter. Ching, ching, bling, bling. Patent pockets. We take your bets, here's where the buck stops. See, first of all, I'm stepping out on my own. About time I elevated to claim my own throne. Success in my blood, call it homegrown. Puerto Rican testosterone. Power and money got me crazy cocky. No longer need you, Poppy. I know you're mad because you're...
Tell me about, do you know about gerrymandering? Do you know about gerrymandering?
Is that when it's like weird?
Nature. Benny, where are you going? Is it what?
Say what? Money. I'm global dollar and roll with Bow 50. Like to go out smelling fresh and looking spiffy. Don't like clean money, I want my wrist to be filthy. Plus with that retirement fund, I can't touch till I'm 60. So what am I supposed to do? Rolling through. Steady patting them pockets till I'm stacking hole in two. Ching, ching, bling, bling, catching cash and lump.